provision of the ceasefire agreement. This is also the site of all general officer level talks. Now, these MAC meetings usually last anywhere from 3 to 4 hours. However, there is one on record that lasted 11.5 hours. It's called the bladder war, for obvious reasons. Each side literally sat here for 11.5 hours. They did not get up to the restrooms or even get any food for 11.5 hours until the meeting was completely over. Now, these MAC meetings are translated into 2 languages, English and Korean. This was done so by translators that work simultaneously in the booths that you can see at either end of the building. However, the translators now sit at the head of the table, so the booths are no longer used. Now, if you look at the center table here, you can see these 3 microphones. These microphones are monitored 24 hours a day by the Joint Duty Officer. You can also see everything going on inside this building with a camera inside the Southern Translator booth. So I ask you, please watch what you say, watch what you do inside this building, because they can see and hear everything that is going on. These microphones also represent the military demarcation lines. If you haven't already figured it out, if you are on that side of the table, you are technically standing in communist North Korea. Well, everyone over here is still safe between the Republicans.
Uh-oh.
Some of you guys found that. Again, speaking of safety and things like that, the Iraq soldiers, they are here for our protection. Now, you notice the way they are standing. Their fists clenched down to their sides and feet about shoulder width apart. This is a modified position of Taekwondo, also known as rock ready. This stance, along with the sunglasses and helmet, is used to show no emotion towards North Korea. You may have noticed 2 soldiers outside, one at the corner of T3, and the other at the corner of T1 over here. They are standing at the corner so they can keep one eye on North Korea and also present less of a target. They're standing half exposed. So this way, if North Korea were to open fire on them, they can easily just take that 1 step behind the building for more cover. Right now, I want to direct your attention to the Southern Translator booth here. You see this plastic sign with flags on it. At one point in time, we actually had a shelf there with miniature silk flags of each of those nations. However, in March of 2001, former U.S. President George W. Bush met with the former President of South Korea, Kim Dae-jung. At around the same time, they were actually shaking hands in Washington, D.C. The JDO watched the camera in that booth as 2 North Korean soldiers entered this building. They then proceeded to take the U.S. flag and they began to polish their boots with it. Then they grabbed the South Korean flag and blew their nose with it. So the shelf was removed and replaced with that plastic sign, which will hopefully present a harder target. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to make a crossing into North Korea, if you haven't already done so, only on that end of the table. Please do not try and pass in front or behind this guy. See the guy back there? Do not pass behind him. If you look at that door, it is simply secured by 2 deadbolts. That is it. Okay? Not very sturdy deadbolts either. That door does lead further into North Korea. If you try to pass him, that guard will stop you by any force necessary. Okay? Each one of these guys is a black belt in some form of martial arts, by the way. Alright? So do not try and pass it. You can stand next to them and take a picture with them, but stand about as far as I am right here. Because it depends on the guard that is out here. Some of them will let you get a little bit closer, but if you get too close, he thinks you're trying to